It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations? Wow. Vegas. Heaters.
Hold on. Let's start over. You're
going to re-rack that. You're going to play it back.
Yeah, we're going to
replay on the metal stand.
No, we're not going to edit it
I deserve
out.
it.
We're just going to start over. We're going to start over so that people can see how ugly it can get around here.
I was writing.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Available for delivery. Dan, amazing how the sports calendar works. Football comes to an end, and something else we love begins. Something we love so much, we have no idea it started 4 months ago. That won't stop us from sounding like experts. Keep an eye on Grand Canyon, the Antelopes, out of the Western Athletic. 22-2, experience guard play with Grant Foster and Harrison. This team can score with anyone, Dano. Don't be surprised if they make a deep run in March. And Dan, just like that, make no mistake about it, college basketball is back. You excited?
In a month.
All right. Hey, America, how you feeling today? Huh? Exactly. Super Bowl Saturday? You think?
People have to be crawling around to work today.
Oh, it's gross.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at LeBatard Show. Is every workplace in America filled with burping and farts today?
Patrick Mahomes, do it against Tom Brady. Since Dan said Tyreek Hill took the Chiefs' offense with him, they are 2-0 in Super Bowls.
But they're not as good offensively. They are not.
2-0 in Super Bowls.
Roy's been burping all morning, Dan.
So have I.
Disgusting. Really?
But no farts because Mike's not here right now.
Huh.
Right.
Respectfully.
Disrespect.
The M in Donovan Mitchell stands for MVP. He should win it, right?
No.
Really? Huh. Why not, Chris? Why are you making that face?
The M in Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
MVP.
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
What don't you understand?
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus
Super
Christ.
Bowl week,
No,
buddy.
no.
Jake Moody.
Oh, you said N.
Oh.
M.
Dono.
Jake Moody had the longest field goal in Super Bowl history for about a minute, or as Rick Pitino would call it, an eternity. Kyle Shanahan blowing a lead in the Super Bowl, only to then lose in overtime. You know what they say, Dan?
Blowing a lead in a Super Bowl only to
History repeats itself.
what? Only to lose in overtime. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Kentucky had never lost 3 consecutive games inside Rupp Arena under John Calipari until Saturday. You know what they also say, Dan?
I do not.
First time for everything. Just not Kyle Shanahan winning a Super Bowl. When you need it most, nobody, and I mean nobody, dials up the pressure like Steve Spagnuolo. Spags. The S in Spags stands for should have won MVP over Mahomes. I'm serious. Spags won them the Super Bowl. He did. Dan, you're the York family. Bill Belichick calls. What do you do?
What do you mean?
What do you do? You own the Niners.
You ask him if he wants some consulting work?
What do you do?
You
know why he's calling.
Right.
What do you do?
You don't hire him.
Huh. Interesting. You like losing in Super Bowls, huh?
He did some of that.
Did a lot of winning, too.
Not as much as Mahomes.
Shanahan hasn't won any. McCole Hardman started the year as a Jet. I hate them. Kyle Shanahan. More like Kyle Shanahan can't win the big one.
That's terrible.
I liked it. My observation.
Could have been Shanna can't.
More like Shanahan can't.
It's funnier.
A stone Chris Cody in Las Vegas getting super excited when he realized how close Will Levis was to being named Will Elvis is Super Bowl and Radio Row Week all wrapped into one.
You flipped the E and the L?
Yeah.
He's Will Elvis.
Yeah, put it on the poll, Juju. Do you think dyslexic people think Will Levis is Elvis?
Well,
This
then,
was my night on Fremont Street with Chris.
then they'd know him as Levis, and then they'd be like, oh, Will Elvis. He just switched the letters around. He's almost Levis.
He wouldn't stop.
Just flipping words around?
And smoking.
I was like, does he know how close he is to being Will Elvis? But does he know?
He kept saying, Stu, you don't get it.
Who bets on 35?
Bets on 28. Like just a drunk Greg Cody.
Tony, stash this away in the Something to Ponder file. Would we be calling what Travis Kelce did to Andy Reid a love tap if the Chiefs lost?
Or if it was OBJ.
Mm-hmm. Just stash it away
I'm going to put it away right now.
for a rainy day.
What are you saying there?
I'm just saying.
What if he was black?
Dan of 2012.
I didn't say that. Who brought race into this?
Billy.
Taylor Swift won a Super Bowl in her first year as an NFL fan. I've been waiting my entire life.
Kadarius Toney has twice as many Super Bowls as Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers combined.
We got to start playing Montana Mahomes now, right?
I don't
Get
know.
Marino out of there.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Should we start playing Montana Mahomes?
When you have Patrick Mahomes up by 7 or more points in the postseason, you know where he has you?
Right where he wants you.
Dano. Kansas City Chiefs. I've been wrong about everything. UCLA, once 6-10, has won 7 of 8, proving Mick Cronin is impossible to kill. March is coming, Dan. Patrick Mahomes, do it against Eli Manning. $100,000 worth of damages to the sphere. LeBatard, expect a bill. Back in 2019, after Troy Aikman found out that Patrick Mahomes had 36% of Troy Aikman's touchdowns in 8% of his games, he said, talk to me when he has 33% of my Super Bowl rings. Fast forward 4 years. Mahomes has thrown for 132% of Troy's touchdowns and won 100% of his Super Bowls in 58% of his career games. Hey, Troy, I guess we can talk now.
Let's examine this for a second because there was 3 years ago a tweet that Aikman was sent. 36% of his career touchdown passes Mahomes had in 8% of the games. And Aikman did have a good comeback at the time. Talk to me when he has 33% of my Super Bowl title. Little did he know that 3 years later, Mahomes would have 100% of his Super Bowl titles. I mean,
In 58% of his career games.
Great take at the time.
Troy, you got to go in there 18 months later and delete it when no one's looking.
If you guys think that Troy Aikman, the way that he looks and what he's getting paid is sweating any of this, there's a bunch of dum-dums.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He does look good. He's got six-pack abs.
Good.
He's making $17 million a year to do 17 games.
Doesn't look as good as Cower
You really, what
Or
happened
Golick.
there? How did you fall in love all over?
or Sam Hartman.
How did you fall in love all over again with Bill Cowher? When and how did that happen?
His outfit. Whoever is. Do you guys have the same stylist? Whoever's styling him, impeccable. Oh my God, he looks
Valerie?
great.
Valerie is styling Bill Cowher?
Troy looks like he could throw me
Valerie.
around.
Hey, yo.
Sounds like you like him, too.
Whoa!
Haven't said no.
Caitlin Clark turned into Kirk Ferentz's offense in the fourth quarter against Nebraska. The Cornhuskers. Kickers have gotten too good. I'm tired of it. A 50-yard kick used to mean something. It did. You remember?
Yeah,
I mean, Matt Barr hit one from 51. I mean, he was carried off the field.
yeah. Yeah, it used to mean something. That's correct.
Wisconsin, 4 straight losses. Dan, you know what the W in Wisconsin stands for?
I do not.
Wheels are falling off.
Really?
A combo of 2 guys named Pinnell and Chanel caused the opening drive fumble for the Chiefs? The rare two last names that sound like a purse and perfume company.
Pinnell and Chanel.
Yeah. Radio Row. I miss you. McCaffrey and Pacheco. Couple of running backs. Coughing it up. Whatever. The T in Trey Greenlaw stands for that was the weirdest injury I've ever seen in my entire life.
Trey?
I hope so.
How?
If a commercial tells you it looks like soda, guess what? It's not soda. Who's buying that?
His name's Dre, just so we're clear.
Oh, I got it wrong. I live by a simple motto. If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it's not going to the college football playoff. Kyle Shanahan, the Chris Paul is strong in you. 6 days in Vegas. I was lucky to get out alive. Top 5 places where if you stay 6 days, you feel lucky to make it home alive.
All right, excellent.
Number 5, State Pen.
Where's the fanfare? You got to get the fanfare. You're hitting the beeps. You got to get thank you. Super
Number
Bowl
4.
Week. Super Bowl week, Dano.
The World Cup. Number 3, Provo, Utah on a Friday night.
What?
You're lucky to
Been
make it
there,
out
yeah.
alive,
Been
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you, Tom.
What do you mean?
Number 2,
I don't.
the West Coast of Florida. And number 1,
Why Provo, Utah? What?
Death Valley.
Oh, so if you're a college football team traveling into, that's what you're saying?
Yes.
Provo? Okay.
No one makes it out alive, Dan.
Okay, but the West Coast of Florida.
Yeah, well, that's
Weird place,
Spent
Dan.
6 days there.
USF?
Here come the Cavs. Las Vegas, Radio Row, Super Bowl week, Fremont Street. It all adds up to a super spreader event. Lord knows what I came home with. Top 5 things you come home with from Las Vegas.
Okay.
Number 5, no money. Number 4, fanfare.
Fanfare, Chris.
Number 4, disease. Number 3, shame. Number 2, guilt. Number 1, nothing.
Come home with nothing.
Yes,
Oh, well, I my eyelashes, I guess.
because you've lost everything.
Right. Okay.
Warriors, watch out.
What?
Watch out for them.
Oh, okay. Watch out for
Watch
the
out for the
Warriors.
Warriors. Warriors, watch out, Dan. Did it backwards that
Okay,
time.
I thought,
Vegas
I
Super
thought
Bowl
you were
week.
telling the Warriors to watch out.
No,
You're
I'm
us
telling
to
everyone
watch
else to
out.
watch out for the Warriors.
Okay.
Starting to get hot at the right time.
Okay.
It's almost March.
All right. They're 500.
Watch out.
Watch
Is
out.
it the right time?
4 straight.
It's not the right
We're
time.
not even at the
Watch
All-Star
out.
break yet.
It's not the right time.
Greg's right.
Brock Purdy. Blah, blah, blah. You know what the B in Harrison Butker stands for?
I do not.
Balls.
Really?
Yes. Big balls. Tennessee ran into a buzzsaw against Texas A&M, and his name is Buzz Williams. I can't believe he's not coaching at Marquette. He's always been at Marquette.
No, it's
Virginia Tech, then Marquette.
Several teams ago.
Interesting. Show of hands. How many people were learning the new overtime rules as the game was happening? And how many people were still confused as the quarter was ending? I like the clock, though. I do. I need something counting something down. You know, it adds to the pressure, even though there was no clock. The R in Andy Reid stands for retirement.
No. What?
The A in Andy Reid stands for adios, amigo.
What?
Dan, I know. Listen, whatever he said today or last night, in the moment, emotional, just won a Super Bowl, he's done. No one knows more about the Chiefs team than I do.
You've been so right about them for so many years.
Terrible. Should have taken that one out.
Why do you still have Andy Reid retiring?
I don't know. Did you see him? Travis Reed is bumping. Travis
Bit of a
Reed.
futures bet here for Stu.
Travis Kelce is bumping into him. He can't get up off of Chris Jones. I mean, wouldn't you retire? He just wanted to.
Who is
And
Travis?
Trey Greenlaw got hurt.
Who is Travis Reed? Who is?
It was a mixture of Travis Kelce and Andy Reid. Vegas Super Bowl week, Monday.
So sloppy this morning.
Super Bowl Saturday. Christopher Walken, Super Bowl commercial. The Watch. Reba's national anthem. Cash those tickets on the over. The Queen of Country. She held that last note. She made me sweat, but she held that last note. You know what the S in Shanahan stands for, Dan? Not the Super Bowl, and it never will. Andy Reid, enjoy retirement. You've earned it. It's been a hell of a ride. Speaking of hell, or Pryles. Dan, those are the weekend.
So you should have taken out the
Observations.
Andy Reid thing, but then you made it your closer. He's retired.
I added to it.